Good morning, good morning, good morning. Start by sitting up nice and tall and smiling at the world. Reach up, grab hold of one wrist, stretch. Make as much noise as you want. And if you are one of those really silent kind of people, see if you could force yourself to make some sounds today. You could moan, groan, yawn. And then try again, side to side. Nice little tug, and up, and over. And then all the way back up. Bring the hands around behind you. Clasp the hands together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let the arms float. Fold forward. Turn your head side to side. See if the arms want to lift a little more and bring one shoulder over to one knee and then come back up and go over to the other side. Notice where you feel it. Is it the front of the shoulders? Is it the arms? Is it the lower back? And we just notice. And then come all the way back up and release the arms. Bring the palms up. Close your eyes. And notice how just that side to side and hinging forward, how does that feel on the arms and the neck? Turn your head side to side. I think if you have to do a quick stretch because you recognize that you're really tight and maybe a little stressed, that would be the one. A side to side with the tug and then the forward fold with the hands clasped together. And side to side again. Tuck the chin down, lift the chin up. And down. And then bring your hands out as if you're weighing something. There we go. And we've got our past in one hand and our future in another hand. And we're going to take that and bring our hands together into Namaste or Anjali Mudra. And here we have present moment. So see if you can endeavor to stay in present moment as we practice today. Take another deep breath in and out through the nose. And release the hands. So we'll start with a 3-minute Nadi Shodhana to help you come into the present moment, slow down your thoughts. And I'm going to ask today that for those of you that are familiar with Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, do some counting. See if you can count to 6 and then little hold, exhale for 6, and then after the first minute maybe count to 6, hold for 4, exhale for 6. And if you find that's a strain, then just, in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. And while we're doing that, I'm going to time it. And so it'll be a 3-minute hold. And I'll read our cards. Sit up nice and tall. Drop the shoulders back. Find the peace fingers. And let's begin our pranayam. Block the right nostril. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. So that was done without any hold. So if you'd like to introduce the hold now, you can go at your own pace. So you are counting, consciously relaxing the shoulders, eyes, cheeks, jaw, staying with the straight spine, the feeling of strength and confidence with this straight spine, the chest lifted. And again, if you're familiar with Nadi Shodhana and it's feels really simple to you, alongside of that hold, you could even begin the ujjayi breath. So adding one more thing. And if you feel like you're one full body full of tension and tightness, as you exhale, think about letting go of tension, and it could be a tangible thing. You feel tension and tightness leave your body as you exhale. So let go of resistance to the sitting, to the pranayam if there is any. And settle in. Just have a few more breaths. Next time you exhale through the left nostril, release your hand. And breathing in and out through both nostrils now. Notice how your body feels. You could close your eyes or let your gaze go down towards your lap. Do a body scan. Check in physically, mentally, energetically. What's going on? You can set an intention for your practice and affirm to yourself that you'll modify. If things come up for you, modify. Let go of ego, let go of judgment or competition. Take care of yourself. So let's begin with our 6 movements of the spine. The right arm comes up. We walk the left hand out and reach. Press the right sit bone down, and now move with your breath. You've tuned into your breath. You could hear it. If you could stay with the ujjayi breath for the whole class, that would be fantastic. I think that's a challenge sometimes. Noticing, inquiring. Are you tighter on one side than the other? Is there maybe one side you want to stay for 2 breaths? Or one side you just feel like you're so loosey-goosey you could drop down onto the elbow? And then the next time you come up, pause and we'll twist. Same thing, you're moving at your own pace side to side. If you want to stay for 2 breaths on one side, go ahead. And all the way back to center, hands on the knees, draw yourself forward. See how far you could come forward without toppling over. So really carefully and slowly coming forward, and then when you come back, tuck the tailbone under, tuck the chin under. So we're rounding and arching the spine. And then the 7th movement of the spine, we come back to center, press the sit bones down, maybe a slight tilt with the hips, lift up and out of the waistline, bring the chest up, shoulders back, and lengthen. So there we go. We went from 5'4" to 5'5", or whatever. Just added an inch. So just think about it, the lengthening. Good. Okay, we're all taller now. We're going to stand up and notice how your body feels. So 12 minutes of sitting cross-legged. How does that feel on your body? Sometimes it feels like you could sit forever. Remember, if it doesn't feel like you could sit forever, you could always sit with the legs straight out. And we're just one. So let's move into our standing pranayam. We'll move right in. We'll do the ha breath through the mouth. Twisting and tapping, and they're love taps. So if you haven't got a love tap yet today, give yourself a little love tap. Slow down. And breathe. Arms extended for pure ha breath. Same thing, we're going to breathe short, shallow breaths in through the nose, exhale through the mouth today. Exhale all the breath out. And begin. One more, and release. Monkey breath, feet in, heels in, toes out, engage the pelvic floor. Inhale. And you might want to start out a little slower, more mindfully, and if you feel like your body's starting to warm up, you could get vigorous. But give yourself a massage as you go side to side, a little pressure. And release, breathe. Heels are in, let's drop into our squat. Nice wide squat, reach back with your butt and then drop your elbows on your knees. We'll just hold here. So notice if you want to drop your hips a little lower, what's going on with your knees today? What's going on with your quadriceps? Reach back as if you wanted all the weight to be on the heels, not so much the toes. Maybe you could even lift the toes off the mat. Drop your hands down onto the mat and now lift, straighten your legs out as much as you can, square the feet off, and you could fold forward. Breathe. Remember, it's an inquiry. Don't go to your max right off the bat. You can do a little rocking from the heels to the toes. We're going to stay here for about a minute. So nice and slow rocking, and if you're super tight in the hamstrings, you could soften the knees. If you're feeling really flexible today, you could drop right down, dropping the head, crown of the head towards the mat. then come up halfway. So you're in jackknife. You can walk the hands forward and hold and breathe. Turn your head side to side once again. And then heels come in, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, until you're in a forward fold. And again, if your hamstrings are tight, you can soften your knees. If you're not able to touch the floor, then bring your hands to your ankles or to your knees. You could rock again, forward and back, heels to toes to hands. And now bend your knees, reach your hips back behind you, bring your hands to your knees, and we'll come up nice and slow and move into our breath of joy. Plant the feet, bring your hands to your shoulders, soften your knees, gauge the pelvic floor again. And remember again too, it's still early in the morning. You know, if you want to go super slow for the first little bit, do that. Vigorous or gentle class, it's up to you. Inhale. Forward, out, up, back. One more. And release. Good, shake it out. So coming, we'll move into our frog's breath. So you could do the standing squats if those work better for you, or you could drop right down, bring your hands onto your blocks and bring your hands onto your mat. And I'm going to do about 20. So if you need to take a break, then take a break and you can join back in, or again, do the standing squats instead. Peek up, inhale. Here we go. Slow, 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 come back up. Do a check-in. If you ever feel dizzy or nauseous from any of the breaths, then you're going to change them up or just not do them so that you don't feel dizzy and nauseous. So come into the middle of your mat, like I am, and engage the pelvic floor. Lift up and out of the waistline. Bring your hands into prayer position. And breathe. And I really want you to hear your own ocean breath. And it could be super soft or it could be vigorous, but it's there. So inhale. Exhale, drop the hands down or run them along the body. Inhale the hands out and up. All the way up into steeple. Clasp the hands together into steeple. Turn and reach to your right as you exhale. Inhale back up. And exhale to the left. Inhale up. And as you exhale, we're going to reach out with the legs, with the hands, and come into five-pointed star. Good. Heels are in. Inhale. Exhale, drop into warrior goddess. Now arms stay parallel to the mat, but you bend the knees, palms face forward. Inhale all the way back up. Bring the feet towards the right, so the right foot's away at a 90-degree angle, left foot's in at a 45-degree angle. Reach towards the right, and then drop the right arm down. Move it into Trikonasana. So let's pause here. Trikonasana. Draw the right kneecap up towards the quadricep. And peek up. Look forward, look down. Just noticing back of the knee. And then the left arm's going to keep going over towards the right, and we'll turn and face that end of our mat now. Coming up on the back toe, bend your right knee. Lift the arms up nice and slow. And once they're all the way up, just notice we're going to pause here in Warrior One. The right knees right on top of the heel. Put a little back bend, reach up, peek up. And come back into your Warrior One. Let go of the back bend. Drop the right heel on the mat. Reach the right arm forward towards the right. Left arm comes down. Warrior Two. And now straighten your right leg. Come back into 5-pointed star. Inhale. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, come back into 5-pointed star. Exhale, feet move to the left, reach to the left, left knee cap comes up towards the quadricep, and swivel. And we'll pause again in Trikonasana here, just to feel it. Notice you've got equal weight on that left foot, the inside edge of the foot, the outside edge of the foot, the toes, the heels. And there's a sense of reaching up, far more than dropping down. So you're not caving in. Reach the right arm over to the left. Turn towards the left, bending the left knee. Come up on the right toes. And if your balance is precarious, then keep the right heel on the mat. And the arms float up. Warrior One. Press back with the right heel. Breathe. Relax the shoulders, relax the gaze. Sometimes when we come into it, there's a little bit of balancing happening here because we are on our back toe. Everything tenses up. See if you can soften into your Warrior One. And then drop the right heel on the mat. Bring the left hand forward, reach forward. Right arm drops down. Tuck the tailbone under slightly, lift the chest up. Soft gaze off into the horizon on the left side. And now do a little check yourself and look and see if your knee needs to move slightly forward so it's on top of the heel. No, we're not going to do that song. There we go. And beautiful. Straighten your left leg. Come back into 5-pointed star. Inhale. Exhale, drop down. Let's hold and breathe. So remember, you don't have to get fancy sometimes to get more vigorous in your practice. You might just have longer holds. Come all the way back up into 5-pointed star. And in 5-pointed star, just pause here. Reach to the right with the fingertips, reach to the left with the fingertips. Draw your shoulder blades back, inner thighs drawing together as if you wanted them to come together. Squeeze the pelvic floor up, crown of the head reaches up, and there's awareness on equal weight with the feet. Soft gaze. Let's drop back into our warrior goddess again. Bring those arms back, 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 back. So you're really opening up through the front of the chest. If you have a shoulder issue, if you've got your arms down, that's great. That means you're taking care of yourself. Otherwise, you can bring them up a little bit. And then back into 5-pointed star. And feet come together, hands come all the way back up, and the hands are in steeple. Reach to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, reach the hands all the way out, all the way down, back into prayer position. And then release the hands down. Inhale all the way back up. And this time we're going to reach up into mountain and then swan dive forward, back again into our forward fold. Just to see. I don't know if you've ever heard of the giraffe walk. The giraffe walk, the hands are on the mat, so you might need to bend your knees a lot. We're going to move into our giraffe walk, so you can walk forward with the hands and then walk forward with the feet, just to feel a little connected to the earth through the hands and through the feet. Maybe you need to bend your nose, not your nose, bend your knees. Come to the front of your mat, so your hands are on the front of the mat, right down, and reach your legs back into downward dog. Drop the crown of the head down. Fingers are splayed wide, pressing down. Walk the heels out one at a time. Turn your head side to side. And then bring your left foot a little closer to your right and reach your right leg up behind you. Press down with the fingertips. Reach back with the right foot. Bend the knee. Bring the foot over to the left side of the mat. Feel that nice opening all through the right side. And breathe. Release the right leg down, nice and close. The feet are really close now. Bring your left foot up and reach back with it. Drop the heel, right heel down. Reach the left foot over to the right side. And release the left foot down. Walk your feet towards your hands towards your feet. Come up nice and slow. Once you're all the way up, take a look at your space. Make sure that I'm going to demonstrate where we're going to go with our next flow, and then you'll see what you need to do with your space. So I think we're all familiar with that flow. Warrior one and back. Warrior one and back. Goddess, goddess, and then, and it's really nice if you don't have to keep turning around because you have enough space. So see if, do a little run through and then come to the back of your mat or to the right spot on your mat, whatever. Hands on the belly. And just think, give it a little rub. We work so hard for these bellies. And, you know, we cook our whole lives, right? Sometimes when we really don't even feel like cooking, we're cooking for somebody else. It's just a little appreciation for those bellies. And this is our seat of prana in our yoga philosophy. So think about all this energy we have in our belly. So every time we come forward, so let me demonstrate. We will come forward, and then when we come back, the hands come back on the belly. So we'll start with the right leg. Inhale. Here we go. Left. To the right. To the left. To the center. And release. Good. So I was reading the book Breath by James Nestor. I've been telling you about it, and the more I read it, the more I thought, I can never breathe through my mouth again, ever. And then I'm getting towards the end of the book now. Actually, I finished, I'm reading acknowledgements. And specific breaths, you can do the ha breath without a doubt. But what he's advocating is, in general, normal life, try and breathe in and out through your nose. So we're back to the ha breath with gusto. So let's try that again. Hands on the belly. Now you know where you're going to go. We're going to go right, left, to the right, to the left, and forward, and center. Inhale. Release. And boy, oh boy, that was a big part of that book, is when you exhale, to exhale completely. It was a really big part of that book. So let's do that again, this time a little more vigorous, just to create some heat and get things flowing. Forward, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left, and then to center. So we'll do it in threes, just one in the center though. Hands on the belly. Exhale. Inhale. And begin. Right leg. Left leg. Right leg. Left leg. Right leg. Left leg. To the right. Left. And to center. Whew. Beautiful, beautiful. So create some heat, create some energy, and just notice again, how does your body feel? Wiggle the fingers, rotate your wrists, rotate your feet. Do that complete body check-in. And then if you have blocks, we're going to move into our squats again. If you like using the blocks, grab the blocks. We're going to drop down just for a little side to side. You want to catch your breath and pay attention as to how much of a squat is right for your body this morning. So as you go side to side, again, you want to catch your breath. And then we'll move into our lunges. So we'll start with the right leg forward. You could walk your blocks over to the right foot, and then we'll keep the knee off the mat, just a little forward and back here. So we've already been in this kind of spot with our warrior one, but this is so much lower. So noticing as we go back and forth how that feels. And let's straighten out both legs and bring the hips back, pressing the left heel down. Maybe you need to walk your blocks back, walk your hands back. Bring your nose to your knee. And come all the way forward, and we'll go right around to the left leg, walking your blocks around. Come over to the left, and you can do a little forward and back here. See if when you go back and press the heel back, does your calf wake up? Does your Achilles tendon? And then see how low you could drop the hips down. Look forward, drop the hips down. And then let's lift the hips up and straighten out both legs, pressing the right heel down, bring the toes up on the left foot. Drop your nose towards your knee. And come all the way forward again, and then back into a wide-legged forward fold, and then back into a squat. So dropping the hips down. This time we'll move into a prayer squat. So you can bring the feet in, bring the heels a little closer to each other. Heels are in, elbows in the crooks of the knees, and breathe. And then let's move into a balancing pose right from here with crow. Open the hands, drop the hands down onto the mat, shift your weight forward, elbows really pressing into the crooks of the knees, and the knees pressing into the crooks, or into the elbows, and then lift the feet up. Maybe just one foot at a time, maybe you're just shifting forward. Good, and release, and then shake out the hands. Wiggle the fingers. And rotate the wrists again. So let's move into a little more core work with our plank. So you can come down onto your knees. Lots of different ways to get into plank, but you can always start with in table. And from table, reach one leg back and then the other, and then voila, here we are in plank. Press the heels back, engage the pelvic floor, and breathe. Drop the knees down, open the hands slightly wider, tops of the feet are on the mat, and then bending the elbows, drop all the way down. Slow, 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 slow until your belly is right on the mat, and then inhale up into cobra, and exhale, come all the way back up into plank. And then let's see if we could drop down, bend the elbows, drop down slow, 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 until you're right on the belly. Tops of the feet go onto the mat. Press the pubic bone into the mat. Inhale up into cobra. Curl the toes under and back into plank. So you can go up and down like a push-up, or you can do the cobra with me. If you can get back up from that push-up, by all means do that. So coming down slow, 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 slow. Once you're on the mat, pressing the pubic bone into the mat, inhaling up, curling the toes back under, and then work your way back into a plank. So nice and slow. And then release back into puppy pose or child's pose after your next one. And then come back up to table, back into downward dog. walk the feet towards the hands towards the feet, and come all the way back up. So if you could do a push-up, don't stop doing push-ups. I can get down, I just can't get back up. So I go right into Cobra. This feels great for me. So grab hold of your resistance bands. See if we can work on some of that upper body strength. And we'll start the feet planted in mountain and the hands straight out. And, remember always, not always, but every now and then do a double check with your resistance band to make sure doesn't have any rips, tears, or really thin spots. And nice soft Ujjayi breath. One more. And release. Just sit with that release for a moment. Turn your head side to side. And then bring your hands up, and you can stretch that tie out again. Bring the feet out, gauge the pelvic floor. Keep your shoulders soft and relaxed. And so we're doing a little tug with our resistance band. If that feels like too much, just use the yoga strap instead. Or don't tug. Just hold your hands really far apart on the tie. Go side to side with your breath. And then all the way back up. Release the arms. Bring the feet back together. Again, take a moment just to notice how it feels on the shoulders. And then we'll have palms up, elbows tucked in close to the side body. And begin again with the breath. And release. Shake it out. And shake it out. And then we'll try standing on the tie. Remember, if your tie's shorter, then you'll want to sit on a chair and do this instead. Engage the pelvic floor, shoulders are back, and start to move. Oh, I wanted to tell you, I'm really excited. I don't think I've put it on my website yet or schedule at all, but I booked my first live well, actually it's not the first one, but it's the first general population live class. I'm actually teaching live at Isabella Retirement Home this week and Glacier Ridge Retirement Home next week, which is going to be very strange and exciting. And but actually for everybody, I've booked a class August 14th, Saturday morning, in the park outside behind Roots to Harvest. And it's a yoga for food for the underground gym, or also supporting Roots to Harvest, two local organizations. So it's, you know, donation, suggested donation. And John, of course, will play, and it'll be outside. So August 14th, put it on your calendar. I think it's a Saturday morning, the rain date of the Sunday. And breathe. And release. And then release the tie and shake it out. Shake out the hands, shake out the legs, and I'll find my... So I think we should finish off our class with some vigorous dancing, just because we haven't for so long. And yeah, so let's just do that. Well, oh, of course my machine shuts off sometimes just by itself. Okay, where is it? Okay, and you might want to turn your music down because I'm turning mine up. And this doesn't feel that vigorous, right? So you can be slow and easy. If you haven't danced for a while, put your boogey shoes on. And you can sing. You know the words? Singing is good. breathe. Have a drink of water. And we're coming down onto our backs, nice and slow. Notice once you're on your backs, bring your hands to your heart or just to the side of the neck. See if you notice your pulse. If it came up a little fast, that's good. We need to raise our heartbeat. And breathe. We're going to move back to our Nadi Shodhana. First you have to catch your breath, I think, before we can go into our Nadi Shodhana. And I never know if I get so out of breath from dancing because I'm talking too. Okay. And same thing. So it's 3 minutes. After the 3 minutes, we'll come on to back for shavasana. If you find the hold at the top of the breath strenuous, don't do it. If you want to not have a super long breath, then don't do it. It's in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. So take your peace fingers up and block the right nostril. Inhale left. Exhale right. Find your own pace. And after your next exhalation through the left nostril, close your eyes, release your hand, just breathing in and out through both nostrils. And you can begin to prepare for shavasana. Stay with this, listening to the sound of your breath. Liken the sound of the exhalation, link it to a letting go of tension, stress, anxiety. Always think of your exhalation as this is when I let go of old stuff, when I let go of old griefs, grudges, angers, stress. Making lots and lots of room so that when you breathe in, you're breathing in peace, love, joy, laughter, strength and resilience. Stay right where you are. Affirm to yourself, I am at peace. I am content. I am loved. I'd like to encourage you to stay for an extra couple of minutes, even 2 minutes for shavasana, instead of coming up.